Hello, good evening. This is Brother Benson Media, and today is a Saturday. We are privileged to come again and have a discussion on issues which are affecting our country. Most of it is political. Allow me to take this opportunity to first welcome all those who are watching. At the comment section, I can see Brenda Obedi. Thank you so much, Brenda, for joining. And if you're new here, this is with the Benson Media. We will be proceeding. We invite you to subscribe so that at least whenever we are having a show, you'll be notified. Allow me to take this opportunity to invite my panelists to say hi before we proceed.
Greetings to everyone and Mark Obura, host. This is Brother Benson Media, where your opinion counts. Welcome all.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Migoda. First, today we want to talk about one member of parliament from the Mount Kenya region, about him by the name Ndindi Nyoro. Ndindi Nyoro is a member of parliament who has been, I would say, is a young politician who is very ambitious, and he's been seen. People are talking about him politically. Sometimes back, he used to traverse the whole country trying to, sell himself. We are not really sure what he has in mind, but in politics, when people talk about you, then it comes. There's so many things that might be involved in it. So, Mr. Miguda, before we get into the discussion, could you kindly just give us a brief, history of what you know about one Honorable Ndindi Nyoro?
Uh, Honorable Ndindi Nyoro is a lawmaker. He's a lawmaker from Kiaru constituency, representing the people of Kiaru constituency in the National Assembly. He's an outspoken guy, and you have followed him since he joined parliament. Currently, is the chair of Budget Committee and Appropriation in the National Assembly. He's a member of UDA party, and there is in Kiaru constituency, the people of Kiaru constituency and Ndindi Nyoro, they are connected. There is absolutely no disconnect between him and the people of Kiaru constituency, and it's very evident that he has been elected twice with different political parties. Because he first came to parliament with the Jubilee and later with UDA. So is he is well known for his outstanding work in Kiaru constituency, to be particular, also in his contribution in the National Assembly, and currently, and he came to parliament, a very youthful, ambitious young politician. Currently, he is facing some challenges within the party structure, and as a young person and ambitious, we wish him all the best, as we know that he has a political future in this country. That's all about Ndindi Nyoro. Back to you in studio.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Miguda, for that brief clarification. Ndidi Nyoro has been trending the whole of yesterday. Today is still trending, and as per our expectations as Kenyans, we expected Rigathi Gachagua, we expected Professor Kindiki to be trending. But what we are seeing is one gentleman, a politician who is still very young, coming from the Mount Kenya region, trending. And the whole reason why he's trending is just his political stand on what has been happening in the country. If you can remember, just some few days ago, uh, there was the issue of impeachment of Mr. Rigathi Gachagua. For some time, when this issue was in the floor of the parliament, we didn't see one Ndindi Nyoro in the house, and people had so many issues. I mean, people are giving different reasons on why he was not in, and after the impeachment of again, members of parliament were there giving their feedback on what they think about the impeachment, and the new deputy president who is coming in. We've not seen Ndindi Nyoro comment. He's been actually away. And the question is, from where you sit, Mr. Miguda, what do you really think Mr. Ndindi Nyoro, a member of parliament of Kiaru, what do you think he's doing? Why is he away from what is happening? Sometimes back when the issue of finance bill and everything, even in the finance bill, he was not as vocal. And sometimes back, if you can remember, he has been a lieutenant of one William Samoei Ruto, the president. He's been a close ally. He's been, you know, uh, a member of parliament who has been, speaking on behalf of the president. But then of late, things have changed. What do you really think is the cause of this change that you're seeing in one Ndindi Nyoro? Why has he been absent in all this critical, you know?
The Kiaru lawmaker is a politician. He understands the games and he is in the game. So sometimes it comes to the dynamics of the politics. Sometimes it comes to the position or independent thinking of an individual. Maybe Ndindi Nyoro, you have said clearly that he has been trending and he has been missing some very important function from the state. He was missing the Mashujaa Day at Kwale. He was missing the swearing in of Kindiki. And to be particular, he was missing in parliament when the members of the National Assembly were voting to impeach one Rigathi Gachagua. So Ndindi Nyoro, according to me, he has a political stand, he has a political independence. So the issue of loyalty has come to play here, whereby he has decided to put his political independent, his political affiliation ahead of the party loyalty, whereby it no longer subscribes the school of thought that party loyalty is based on individual. Maybe party loyalty, so long as you don't interfere with the unity of the party, don't interfere with the cohesion of the party, you don't need to be loyal to that party. You can have a divergent opinion, you can have independent thinking as an individual, but that one is not all about party loyalty. So party loyalty to Ndindi Nyoro is an informal setup of the law. It is unwritten. It is not applicable in his mind. So he has put his political independence over the party loyalty. So Ndindi Nyoro, just like another politician, he has some affiliation with Rigathi Gachagua, and none other than Rigathi Gachagua said time that number that during the previous regime by the former president, he used to hide at Ndindi Nyoro's residence, and they were doing a lot of things at night. So you never know how that friendship went through. Maybe Ndindi Nyoro made a permanent friendship with Rigathi Gachagua, and that's the nature of the politics. Back to you, Makubura, studio.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Miguda. Allow me take this opportunity to invite Mr. Barak to our viewers. Mr. Barak is a political analyst with vast experience in the field of politics. Before he comes in, allow me to remind our viewers that this is Brother Benson Media, and if you're new here, kindly like and subscribe to this channel. It is a way of supporting us so that we proceed and we continue with this conversation. Kindly like and subscribe before you leave, and we will really, really appreciate. Mr. Barak, We're having a discussion here today about a member of parliament of Kiharu, Honorable Ndindi Nyoro. He has been trending the whole of yesterday, the whole of today, and the question is, as per our expectations, we expected the new deputy president, Professor Kindiki, to be trending, and that is not happening. We expected Rigathi Gachagua to be trending, and we are not seeing that. From where you sit, Mr. Barak, what is it that the people of Kenya are talking about Honorable Ndindi Nyoro? And kindly, from your experience, you can also give us a brief history of what you know about this young member of parliament.
Good evening, our viewers, and hello, Mark and Miguda. So nice to see you. You guys are looking great, and I'm so happy to be here. Well, Ndindi Nyoro is a young politician who is serving his second term, and from the look of things, since this Kenya Kwanza government came to power, he was one of the leaders that people were expecting to be our rewarded so heavily when you Kenya Kwanza formed the government. And you remember when he missed out on the list of cabinet secretaries, people talked about it because of the role he played in in ensuring that Ruto garner support of especially Mount Kenya region. You remember, if you remember how he made a name for himself, because he's very courageous and one of leaders that are seen to be so smart and and since Mount Kenya was really struggling to have a kingpin, he's one of the leaders who are poised to take over as the kingpin of Mount Kenya. So when he missed out on the cabinet secretaries list, and then now he was rewarded by leading the budget, a very powerful budget committee in the National Assembly. This committee is very powerful, depending with the role that it plays. They are the committee that allocates funds to different ministries and also different government agencies. So that committee is very powerful. So because he had already made a name for himself and he was traversing the country, attending functions and preparing the ground for his leadership. And you remember he even visited areas that were seen like when he went to Bondo, people spoke about it because these are areas that were seen that there are political bedrooms for leaders like Raila Odinga. So he traversed like many parts of this country, being hosted by local members of parliament, and he was nicknamed that Ndindi Nyoro the Sixth. So this made him to this brought him to the national politics. So people are talking about him because he is seen as a national leader. We can put him in the same league with the likes of Babu Owino, and even though Babu Owino has not done much the way Ndindi Nyoro has done across the country, trying to portray himself as one who is strategically positioning himself to take over leadership in 2032. So when this issue of Gachagua came out, remember he was having some struggles with Gachagua because Gachagua was also positioning himself to take over from Ruto in 2032. So Ndindi Nyoro was also there. So when the issue of impeachment came out, Ndindi Nyoro disappeared from the limelight. Because people were expecting to see him taking side either by supporting or opposing. And I think people expected him to support because Rigathi Gachagua was standing on his way of cementing himself as the leader of Mount Kenya region. Unfortunately, he did not come out to support the impeachment motion. Neither did he come out to oppose the impeachment motion. So he just disappeared from the limelight. So because now the impeachment chaos has already happened and the Gachagua is no longer in office, so people are asking question, why is it that he went silent? And another issue is that what was his stand? Was he supporting the impeachment? Was he against the impeachment? And what where is he stand right now? Because right now we have now Kithure Kindiki as the deputy president. Is he supporting the Kithure Kindiki as the deputy president, or he's against that? And what, how has that affected his relationship with the president? Because he was seen as a close ally of the president from Mount Kenya region. So these questions are the reason why Ndindi Nyoro is trending. And now, what will be his next move politically, specifically according to as far as Mount Kenya region is concerned? What is his next move? Is he going to come out clearly and start campaigning against the president so that he can cement himself as the de facto leader of Mount Kenya region? Or is he going to continue playing an ally of the president? Because right now we are only seeing Kimani Chungwa is the only vocal leader from Mount Kenya region who is standing firm beside the president. Now, Ndindi Nyoro has disappeared. Now, what is his next move now? And you remember yesterday when we were talking, I said here that if I can advise Ndindi Nyoro, I'll advise him to come out clearly, strongly, and start cementing himself as the de facto leader of Mount Kenya region, because there's a vacuum. And if he doesn't come out right now, somebody else will do that. And you know, once the people, someone runs away with the people, getting those people back is not easy. And I know that in the near future, we are going to see even Rigathi Gachagua registering a political party. Because you know, the people of Mount Kenya were advised to go to election with a political party, but they say they don't have a problem with that because they were having a UDA as their party. But they were told that UDA is not your party; it's a party that belongs to some to other people. But they did not listen. So right now, it's like they are partyless because even Jubilee is not commanding the people, the masses at the grassroots level. So the Mount Kenya region, they don't have a political party that belongs to them at this moment. So who is going to come out and form that political party and carry away the people with him? That person, if it's not Ndindi Nyoro, then Gachagua is going to do that. And once Gachagua does that, he will have now these votes to trade with, because he will use those numbers as a political bargain, as a tool of bargaining during an election. So I wish Ndindi Nyoro can do that and try to ensure to bring Gachagua on his camp, so that they can have a formidable force to reckon with come 2027. But if he continue to disappear the way he has disappeared, you know, he creating a vacuum. You know, politics, you don't have to create a vacuum, because if someone utilizes that vacuum and runs away with the people, you will have yourself to blame. And I know right now, because many people in Mount Kenya West do not support the president. If he comes out and support the president, I believe he's going to lose a lot of people. So he has to come out clearly and give direction, because people have already started warming up for him as their leader. So for him to disappear, these people will be left wondering what next for us, and somebody else will take advantage of that. So he should come out, take a stand, and give direction to his people. And I believe many people will join his bandwagon, because when people are lost the way they are lost right now, they are yearning for a leadership. They are yearning for someone who can take a step forward and lead them to where they feel that their interests are going to be taken care of. Back to you, Mark.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Barak. To our viewers, this is Brother Benson Media, and here we say that your opinion counts. If you are new to this channel, kindly like and subscribe. You know, if you subscribe, we will really appreciate, because it is part of supporting us. We will always be coming up with this discussion, because we love this country. We are Kenyans and we want the best for our country. So we're just having this conversation so that at least we may give our opinion, and also let the people of Kenya also get to know what is happening. If you are new, kindly like and subscribe to the channel. We will really, really appreciate. Thank you so much. To my panelists, Mr. Migod and Barak, you know, Ndindi Nyoro was not present, you know, during the impeachment period. Again, you know, when Rigathi was in parliament, when he was being when he was being taken through all those things that he was accused, Ndindi Nyoro was not there. He was missing. And these are critical, these are critical issues which are touching the people of Kenya. The issue of impeachment of the deputy president, the issue of finance bill also, he was not there at some point. And so the question is, why do you really think Ndindi Nyoro has been missing all these critical sessions in the parliament? Is he afraid of getting or giving his opinion in things to do with, finance bill and the impeachment because of what? What is the reason? Is he fearful of what is on the ground, or he just don't want to be part of a failing government? What is your take, Mr. Miguda?
Ndindi Nyoro is not fearing anything. Ndindi Nyoro does not want to have a disconnect with the people of Kiaru constituency and to a large extent the people of Mount Kenya, because he has been viewed as a future leader to that region and many people have embraced him. The position by the UDA party to impeach Rigathi Gachagua, Ndindi Nyoro dissent that decision. So by dissent that decision, he also knew that there are going to be some repercussions. And those repercussions are now why he's trending and why even the party officials are calling the shots that Ndindi Nyoro should quit the position of the chair of the committee of the budget, finance, and appropriate. So you understand the issue here is not about Ndindi Nyoro missing those parliamentary events or Ndindi Nyoro not following the party position. I told you earlier that this issue of loyalty, it has played a role in this country, and I believe that whenever a member of any affiliated political party is disloyal to that political party, that member should have been called to the disciplinary committee and follow the procedure of how it's going to be disciplined. If at all his actions or conduct are going to cause disunity of the party, or his action or conduct are going to cause cohesion, is not in the interest of the cohesion of the party, then that person can be punished by the party. But whenever a person has just decided to take an independent stand against the stance of the party, I do not see a reason why that person should be punished. Like the person should be goes through the punishment. But even if you want to condemn someone, why can't you give him that room to be heard? The principle of natural justice. You can't just come out and want to condemn one Ndindi Nyoro because in his own mind, he thinks that the people who initiated the impeachment process were wrong. So, you have a stand as a politician. That's why I do that sometimes you need to be a principled politician. You don't need to, sometimes you need to sit back and look at your interest as a person or the larger interest of the region. So Nyoro was looking at the interest of the region and the national interest, and he viewed in his own wisdom that he's not going to participate into that impeachment process. What if he could have participated in that impeachment process? He could have lost the ground. Ndindi Nyoro is too young to lose ground, unlike some old politicians who are not ambitious. They're just comfortable with being members of parliament. They don't have any ambition to be even future senators or governors or even deputy president or president of the Republic of Kenya. Parliament, once you are elected in parliament, Marco Bura, if you are in that house, you need to build a brand. You need to build yourself because that august house has created many leaders. Daniel came from parliament, the late Daniel Moi. Moi Kibaki came from parliament. Uhuru Kenyatta is a product of parliament. William Ruto is a product of parliament. Raila Odinga is a product of parliament. Even the current deputy president is a product of parliament. So parliament is going to give you a room to be particular the National Assembly. Even most of the governors and senators are from National Assembly. So once you're in parliament, make sure that you create friends, and those friends, let them be permanent. The way the governor of Murang'a was saying that during his time in parliament, he made permanent friends. So these friends will help you in future. So Ndindi Nyoro was trying to make permanent friends in parliament because parliament can give you that room to create friends that when you want to engage into national politics, you can have some friends who will assist you to visit their region. They will welcome you to those regions and allow you to converse with the people at local level. So Ndindi Nyoro, as a young politician, I could not advise him to serve the interests of William Ruto, who is soon going out of the politics, but Ndindi Nyoro is still having a long time in politics. So there is no need of serving someone's interest, because removing that Rigathi Gachagua had nothing to do with Ndindi Nyoro. It is the boss who was not comfortable with the deputy president. So if it was a boss affair and the deputy affair, I don't need to engage into their war. They can settle their wars differently. But as for me, I'll focus on my role as the member of parliament or lawmaker of the Kere constituency. Let me give last example. So if they want to, for instance, they want to remove Ndindi Nyoro out of the chair of the budget and appropriation committee, does it mean that he has not performed? They're just removing him because he's disloyal to the party. But nationally, he has performed. Even in his own constituency, he has performed. So they are removing somebody because someone has not told to the position of the party, but they are forgetting that this guy has performed. He was better placed than any other member at that time. It means now they are going to bring someone who maybe does not have the skills, does not empower for economic development, is not outspoken, does not resonate so well with the people of Kenya, the way Ndindi Nyoro was resonating so well with the youth, the elders, everywhere. So it is wrong. That's why I feel that this issue of loyalty, to me, it is an informal law. And as for me, there's a time whereby if my loyalty does not cause any disunity of the party or the cohesion, I can't be loyal.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Migoda. Mr. Barak, most people in the Republic of Kenya, they're not really, they don't love the style of leadership that we are seeing in this country. And, Ndindi Nyoro at some point was one of the darlings of, Kenyans, and he still, and he was a close ally to the president. Of late, he's been missing. We didn't see him in the impeachment sessions. During the finance bill, he wasn't really there, that consistent. So the question I'm asking you is Ndindi Nyoro aware of what is on the ground? That there's a group of Kenyans who are not really happy with the running of the government. Could it be that he's trying to take a position whereby he's going to maybe offer or give an alternative leadership to these people who are not happy with the running of the government? What could be the reason?
Mark, the work of giving alternative leadership to the country is the work of the opposition. That is why the opposition should be a government in waiting. But you cannot be a member of the government, then you claim that you want to give an alternative of leadership to the same government that you are serving. So as a country, I think we need to have a personal reflection as Kenyans, because we've achieved so much as a country in terms of reforms and even having a new constitution that has chapter 6 that is very, very detailed, and that this articulates the kind of leaders that we will need to have as a society. We have even the Bill of Rights in the constitution that really guarantees so many freedoms. But the problem that we have as a country is that during election, we have never come out with the qualities of a leader that we need to have as a country. And this is where we've been getting it all wrong, because we elect leaders based on our emotions, based on euphoria, based on ethnicity. Then when 1 year in office, these leaders are failing, then you want a miracle to happen, because if you do not take time to assess leaders and come up with the qualities that you want as a country, because we've lowered the bar so down that in fact, in Kenya, for you to join politics, you must be somehow to be associated with the criminal activities, because that is now what people will like and will cheer you. And as a country, have we really asked ourselves, what kind of leaders do we desire to have? Because you cannot be electing someone knowing very well that you are giving this person a contract of 5 years, then this person is not even halfway the contract, and you want him out. It means that you did not take your time to analyze and to assess this leader for you to come up with the qualities that you require from a leader that you want to lead you for 5 years. We commit the future of our nation, the future of our generation to the hands of people that we are not even sure of. So as a country, this is where we've been failing many times and times and times again. And unfortunately, even in 2027, I see a country voting the same way we've been voting, full of emotions, full of ethnicity, full of revenge and avenge. At the end of the day, what are we benefiting from this kind of leaders that we are voting for? If you remember, Kenyans voted for Mwai Kibaki in 2002 because they wanted KANU out of power. That was the deal. And when KANU was out of power, that was it. And if you remember how Kenyans voted in 2007, it was 41 against 1, full of ethnicity. And if you remember how Kenyans voted in 2013, it was to protect Ruto and Uhuru from going to The Hague. The same way they voted in 2017. In 2022, how did they vote? They voted to punish the so-called dynasties and to elevate the hustlers and give them leadership, government of Mamambo, government of Mutu Boda Boda. Are these qualities that we would want from people who are going to lead us as a country? So if we are not able to come up with that kind of a vetting procedure as a society to ensure that we end up with leaders who can transform our society, then we are going to go round in circles. It's going to be a circus that is not going to have an end. And that's why I am not convinced that there is anybody in this government, Kenya Kwanza government, that can offer any alternative leadership. It is only based on their own interest. That is why they will only make noise when their interest is not being taken care of. But when their interest is being taken care of, you will not hear them even lament, even once. That is why I am taking this ball right back to Kenyans. When you have an opportunity to elect our leaders, evaluate these leaders based on the qualities that you desire. Put your emotions aside. Put your ethnicity aside. And have an open mind to confront these leaders so that as a country, we will start electing leaders based on issues, and we will save ourselves from these problems of electing incompetent people in office. Then we want to start running on the street saying that they must go, and they are standing put saying that we cannot go because our time is not over yet, and we end up losing our people, losing our lives, people, this property being destroyed, people getting injured, and we are the same people who gave this problem to ourselves. Therefore, I hope that this mess is going to be sorted out come the next election. And if people see that if Ndindi Nyoro proves to the people that he's different, because he's one of the leaders who are fronting Ruto to Kenyans, and he said so many things together with Gachagua, and look at where the mess that we are in right now. So it means that people don't take time to evaluate leaders that they vote for. So going forward, let's try that and see the kind of leader that we'll end up with. Back to you, Mark.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Barak. To our viewers, I can see Gypsy Corner at the comment section. Thank you so much, Gypsy Corner. Joyce Anthony, thank you so much. Joyce, if you've not subscribed, we are kindly requesting you to subscribe so that you become a part of Brother Benson Media. I can also see Mark Likoti. Mark Likoti, thank you so much at the comment section. You can engage us. If you have a question, just type it at the comment section. We are here. We'll look into it. Gypsy Corner, thank you so much again. Kisumu Newsline TV, thank you so much. Martha Jihia, thank you so much. And Karibu Brother Benson Media. Kindly like and subscribe to the channel. Brenda Obedi, thank you so much. And everyone who has commented, we really, really appreciate. I can see Lee Dear. Thank you so much, Lee. Kindly like and subscribe to Brother Benson Media. I can also see Francis Irungu. Karibu sana, Brother Benson Media. Here we say that your opinion counts. We are requesting you to kindly subscribe so that whenever we are having these discussions, you'll be notified. These discussions, we just love our country and we're just trying to give our opinion. At the comment section, you can also give your opinion and we will really, really appreciate. Thank you so much, everyone. Mr. Barak, Ndindi Nyoro was one of the most trusted politician in UDA, and if you can remember, those who stood by the president, especially politicians who are coming from the Mount Kenya region, they risked, President Uhuru Kenyatta was very, very powerful in the Mount Kenya region. But, the likes of Ndindi Nyoro, Gashago, and all these members of parliament, the likes of Kimani Shungo, they stood by, But now we've seen Rigathi has gone. And there's a rumor that, they also want to remove Honorable Ndindi Nyoro as the budget chair committee. And the question is, why? Is it because he didn't support the impeachment? Another question that I would also want you to give your thought on is, do you really think Ndindi Nyoro and the president, they have, what should we say? Are they really in good terms? Because what the acts that we are seeing, the behavior that we are seeing in Ndindi Nyoro, it's not what we used to see. He's not fully taken part of what the president has wanted, the impeachment, the finance bill, and everything. Mr. Megoda, what is your take on the relationship between the president and Ndindi Nyoro? And again, Ndindi Nyoro was one of the most preferred immediately after Gashago and Kindiki. He was one of the most popular. And people thought that maybe if there was any position, the person would be given was one Ndindi Nyoro. But what we are currently seeing, no one is speaking about him. Instead of what we are seeing again, we are seeing members of UDA, some of them, saying that Ndindi Nyoro is a betrayer. Some of them have started planning on how he's going to be removed as budget chair, committee. What is your take on that, Mr. Megood?
Yeah, initially when these guys started, when they formed UDA, so they started moving across the country to campaign for President William Ruto. Ndindi Nyoro was outspoken. In fact, Ndindi Nyoro was articulating policies and issue clearly to understand that he was one of the candidates who was supposed to be the deputy president of William Ruto. He was shortlisted among the people who were supposed to be president because of his outspoken and mastery of the policies. He understands the empowerment of the economy and also understand the bottom-up model to understand that he was even trying to give alternative views of how a job can be created, how youth can be employed. But with him, he has tried to carry out that task in his own constituency in Kiharu. So if the relationship between him and president was good until of late, because I get to understand William Ruto, the way we know him, is someone who has never kept his friend. He has never kept his friends. Even his long allies have told us that is someone who does not keep his friends and is someone who is revengeful. He can revenge at any time. So maybe Ndindi Nyoro has seen light that I don't want to go to the process where some old friends of William has gone. And there's no need of me going through that because we have learned from history the kind of person he is. So Ndindi Nyoro is just trying to be safe. And I do not believe that Ndindi Nyoro, Mr. President, can not make Ndindi Nyoro come back to parliament because he's aware. Ndindi Nyoro was elected in the Jubilee Party in 2017, then 2018, he was elected on a UDA party with different political party leaders. So you understand the two of Kiaru trust Ndindi, and even he voted no on the yes on the finance bill, but he was given a warm reception when he went back home. So he's a kind of leader whereby I told you that there is no disconnect between him and the people of Kiaru. The people of Kiaru, you understand them, they are people who are in terms of business, and also, Kiaru is in Murang'a County, and the long political history of that region, because that region has produced some political figures in the Kenyan history. That region alone has produced the current performing governors who was almost being elevated to the deputy president is from that constituency, Kiaru constituency. So their long history, and they have been viewed as those people. For instance, the late Matiba was someone who was, other than the freedom fighter, he was someone who was independent-minded person, to an extent that he was advocating for the regional interests and the national interests. It was an extent that he could oppose the position of the party. And that one did not make the people of Kiaru not to like him and voted for him. Similarly, Ndindi Nyoro has taken that route, but on a different path, other than being in prison, other than having health issues, other than being a freedom fighter. But he has made sure that there is that connection between him and the people of Kiaru, to an extent that if at all today they can bolt out of UDA, he can make a comeback. But one thing we have to remind Ndindi Nyoro, what we have been telling Babu Owino, that next time, because now they are very clever, the two guys, they know how politics operate better than us, because they are in the game. At the same time, they have taken risk balances, both of them, and they're doing it on a very strategic angle. So going forward, I would like to advise my friend Ndindi Nyoro, even him, he did a mistake. Two mistakes. Mistake one, when Ndindi Nyoro was going to Parliament 2022, he ought to have made sure that he negotiate for some of his allies in Mount Kenya to go in Parliament with them. So when you want to bolt out in UDA, or you want to make any position that is contrary, does not align with the position of party, he could have been having the followers who are following him. Similarly, he ought not to have taken, we have what is called Political Parties Act, and I've talked about it, the way they should handle someone whom they think does not satisfy the policy of the party. But also we have in Parliament, there are those committees. So when he was made the chair for budget, in my opinion, it could have allowed the process to be elective, whereby members of UDA could contest with someone so that he got elected. So those people who could have elected him could have now been standing for him, that you are not going to go home because we elected you into this position. But now that's now the power of the party to decide on who to take those positions in Parliament. But it could be good if we could have had elections for those positions, so that whenever they want to remove you, they can just wake up in the morning and remove you out of those committee. You just ask them that, no, me, I was not put here. I was elected by my colleagues. So if you want to remove me, go back to my colleagues so that they can remove. Because as for me, even the colleagues who are not in UDA are supporting Ndindi Nyoro for the good work he has performed in that committee. Therefore, if Ndindi Nyoro has any relationship with boss, so be it, because boss has a history of not keeping his friends. Boss has a history of revenging what he did to Rigathi Gachagua. So there's no need of sticking to someone who you understand his history or betraying his friends. You don't know, you are the next customer. People are even speculating that even Kimani Ichung'wah is just on the way. Who knew that next could be Ndindi Nyoro? So as a young politician, someone who has ambition, you better do away with side person as a friend, because that's not a good friend. A good friend should always mentor you. Because what is mentorship? Because he said that he's mentoring young leaders. Does it mean that mentoring young leaders is killing their stars, killing their ambition? That is not mentoring people. If he means business, even him, William Ruto, he used to have divergent opinion in previous parties he has been, when he was not even party leaders. But there was no way, he was feeling very bad when he was being mishandled. Why can't he reflect the way he was being mishandled even in ODM? to this junior politician, Ndindi Nyoro. If at all, it means that you want to mentor them. According to me, there's no mentorship going on here. Yes, the boss is simply telling Ndindi Nyoro, you are either with my stance as our party. If you are dissenting to our stance, then you can't align with our stance. You are going to go out of the party. So there's no regret about it. That's normal in politics. If you have known the tricks of your so-called friends and they are not friends, you better start to make new friends, because this journey is too long. It's not going to end tomorrow.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Miguda. Mr. Barak, Ndindi Nyoro was one of the closest ally of William Samoei Ruto, and now there's a rumor that they want to get him out of being the chair of budget committee. And so my question to you is, what do you think is the relationship that the president has with Ndindi Nyoro, comparing to the fact that sometimes back Ndindi was one of the favorite, and it was being we were being told that from what we were seeing, he was one of the most trusted, to an extent that he was given this position of budget committee chair. Now there's a rumor that they want to get him out of that position. So my question to you is, has the relationship that was there, has it gone? Is it no longer? Is it still there, or it's faded? And another question that I would also want you to give your opinion on is, the politics of Mount Kenya. Mount Kenya is the only region that, once you betray them, they will not easily forget. And from what we are seeing, it is right for us to say that there's a part of that region who believes that William Samoei Ruto has betrayed them by one, getting their son Rigathi Gachagua out of the position of the deputy president. And Rigathi Gachagua is coming from the Mount Kenya West, and that is where the bigger population of the Mount Kenya region comes from. The current deputy president comes from the Mount Kenya East. And that side, the population is not that much. And so my question to you is, uh, with the different opinion that Ndindi Nyoro is having with the ruling party, which has actually led to a discussion which is ongoing and now is going to be removed, can he take this opportunity to fit himself and maybe to lead the Mount Kenya West as a kingpin? Because there's a void that has been left by Gachagua. What is your take on that? I can also say, allow me before you come in, Joyce Anthony, thank you so much for your consistent, comments. We really appreciate you are actually giving us more information about the Mount Kenya region, especially the county of Murang'a. I've actually gotten to learn some Kikuyu there, Mukuru, Wanyaga, Thanga. I don't know what that means, but you could kindly clarify what the meaning of that, what you mean by that. Mr. Barak, what is your take on the relationship of the president and Ndindi Nyoro, and the closeness that we used to see? It's no longer there. What has happened? And we're also seeing something very strange. Currently, Kimani Ichung'wah is one of the favorite, and there's a rumor that he's going to be given the position of the CS. He's going to be elevated. We knew that suppose Kimani is going to be elevated, someone who would have taken the position of majority leader is one Ndindi Nyoro, but he's being seen as a betrayer in the UDA party. What is really happening, Mr. Barak?
The relationship between politicians is about interest. It's nothing to do with a true friendship or something like that. You remember that Ndindi Nyoro came to parliament in 2017, and 2017 the then president Uhuru Kenyatta entrusted the party's nomination to his deputy William Ruto. And remember, there was a lot of complaint from Mount Kenya region that there was a lot of rigging in Jubilee nominations. That some politicians that were perceived to be very strong were removed in the nomination, and politicians who were friendly to the deputy president were given the tickets in Jubilee, and that is how the likes of Ndindi Nyoro, Rigathi Gachagua got their way in parliament. And remember that that is how Ruto was able to galvanize Mount Kenya and have the support of Mount Kenya in 2022, because he had planted his foot soldiers in parliament, and those people who stood with him even when Uhuru was betraying him, those guys told off Uhuru and they stood firm behind the William Ruto. So he did that because of interest. Politics about interest. You see people very close, you believe that these are we say that they are signs, they are friends, are ni kama ndugu wali nitoka nitoke. But when those interests are already been are no longer there, the friendship will just die a natural death, and now they will be like staunch enemies. So I believe that the friendship was based on interest, and right now that interest is no longer there. So everybody can go their separate ways. That is one between Uhuru and not Uhuru, Ruto and Gachagua. And you see Kimani, not Gachagua, but Ndindi Nyoro. But you see Kimani Ichung'wah is sticking very close to Ruto, because if Ruto makes him a CS, I think Ruto would have saved him from baptism by fire that is awaiting him in 2017 and 2027. I think that will be a smooth way of running away from that humiliation, because I believe that the grassroots, if you are a ground listener, you'll agree with me that the grassroots is hostile. The ground is hostile. People at the grassroots are waiting for these leaders who voted for impeachment of Gachagua in Mount Kenya region. They are waiting for these guys to punish them by sending them packing. So if you get a way to evade that, I believe that will be a blessing for Kimani Ichung'wah. So Ndindi Nyoro, I don't think whether he is removed from being the chair of Budget and Appropriation Committee is in fact, that will be a blessing in disguise for him, because now he will now get even the sympathy that he desperately need at this time, and he will now cement himself as another rebel from Mount Kenya region, and he will capitalize on that to build himself a name, because now there's no Gachagua is out of the way, so he can cement himself as the leader of Mount Kenya, and he can working together with Gachagua, they can consolidate that region and galvanize them together and ensure that when 2027 election comes, they teach Ruto a political lesson. That's one way of looking at it. But on the other hand, you can say that maybe Ruto is trying to dismantle UDA by trying to do all these things, so that come 2027, he will come to the electorate with a new outfit, because UDA has a lot of sin. They have so many problems that even vying again on UDA is going to be a big problem. And this politician, that is what they usually do. Once they realize that their outfit is no longer favorable to the public, they dismantle it. Then they come and they join forces with a few friends, and they come up. They unveil a new outfit, and now they come to you as if they were never there before. Remember, that's why we have since 2002, we have never had one party winning an election. In 2002, it was NAC coalition. In 2007, it was PNU. In 2013, it was TNA, and in 2017, it was Jubilee, and in 2022, you saw UDA. So I believe that Ruto might be dismantling this UDA, because you cannot start behaving the way he's behaving if you want to build a strong party. Because right now you can literally see that UDA is now being run by one Oscar Sudi, and this is not good if you want to have a national party. There are some parties that have suffered very bad fate when they reduce themselves to regional parties being run by one hardliners from specific tribes. And this is going to destroy UDA, and maybe it's intentional, so that when 2027 election comes, we will have a new outfit that people will have forgotten about UDA, and Ruto will come to us with a new vehicle that people will embrace. You remember when Uhuru wanted to vie for the presidency in 2013, he was a chairman of KANU, but not having or understanding that KANU has a lot of problems in this country because of the many things that he did in the past. He resigned as a chairman of KANU, and he came up with a new outfit, the National Alliance Party, the TNA. And the people celebrated him as if he was now being born. And they embraced TNA and they celebrated him. And he won the election using TNA. And they forgot that this guy has been leading KANU since Moi went to retirement. And he just decamped from KANU and formed a new political party. So these things has been happening. Sometimes the leaders destroy their own party for their own interest, and it works well for them because it has been working for these presidents. And Ruto might be using the same script to come back to us with a new outfit, and see if maybe people will give him another chance. That's my take.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Barak. At the comment section, allow me to acknowledge the presence of Nature Vibes Dame. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know who blocked you. This is Brother Benson Media. Here we don't block people because we are liberal. Okay, this is a liberal channel, and we accommodate different people with different views. I don't know if you are blocked. Kindly check where you are blocked. Not here. Here we don't block people because here we say that your opinion counts. I don't know what you mean at the comment section. Annette Wanjiru, thank you so much for joining and commenting. We really appreciate. Nature Vibe Dame, kindly check where you are blocked. Not here. Sisi, we don't block people. For what reason? We are Kenyans and we have the democracy. We have a right to give our opinions. So whether we don't really block because it adds no value to us. For your, just wanted to confirm that to you. We don't block. Here we accommodate people with different opinion. Mr. Miguda, just what my brother here said, Barak, he said that, the Mount Kenya region, most of time, whenever they are betrayed, they take it very serious. And they don't actually give a chance to anyone whom they feel has betrayed them. My brother Kisumu Newsline here was saying that, will Kindiki erase betrayal of Rigathi from Mount Kenya region? There's a section of Mount Kenya who feels that they've been betrayed by the government of William Samoei Ruto, the UDA party. And my question to you is, Mr. Migoda, and then Barak, you'll also give your take on that. With the ouster of Rigathi Gachagua, is there a possibility of Mount Kenya region, maybe going to view Ndindi Nyoro as their leader going forward, having in mind that, the person that they trusted, Rigathi Gachagua, is now out and cannot hold any public position, and he was actually being viewed as a kingpin. Currently, there's also another kingpin, Professor Kindiki. And, there's a big number of people who believes that what happened was a betrayal. Can Mr. Ndindi Nyoro take this opportunity to maybe convince the people that he can take over the leadership of Mount Kenya West? Mr. Migoda.
First, let me respond to our viewer, Nature, Dame, that we don't even know where the blocking button is. So, not here, maybe. These channels are several. Ndindi Nyoro, the people of Mount Kenya, Ndindi Nyoro has no time to go and convince them to believe him that they have been betrayed. The people themselves are already convinced that William Ruto has betrayed them. The writings are on the wall. William Ruto has betrayed them. You don't need someone to go and convince them, maybe going across the mountain. people know we live in Mount Kenyans wherever we are, Makobura, you understand? We engage in many things. We talk with them in markets, even during when we're taking our transportations. You understand? So we know what they are saying, and they are talking to us. They are taking it personal, and for that information, they are not going to forgive William Ruto. So anybody is going to associate with William Ruto is an enemy of the Mount Kenyan people. That's why Ndindi Nyoro, I can give him accolades and applaud him, because there's no way one of your own is being impeached and you're the choir master leading that impeachment process. Nature, history will judge you unfairly. One day history will judge you harshly. So I'm glad, because I'm getting information right now that the entire Muranga never voted to impeach Rigathi Gachagua. And you know, Ndindi Nyoro is coming from Muranga County, so you got that all that backup from the people of Muranga region. So there's no way you can lead. Remember, we have asked you here that if they collaborate impeachment process to impeach Raila Odinga, in case that Raila could be close to either deputy or president, do you imagine any MP from Nyanza could have voted to impeach Raila Odinga? No, they could have not do that. So Ndindi Nyoro is on a strategic position. If he can calculate well, he can become the next Mount Kenya kingpin, because he's a young person. He has all the time. He can negotiate across the board. He can go to Rigathi Gachagua. He can meet other senior politicians in the region, even the upcoming, the younger people. And you know, Ndindi Nyoro as a blueprint. He never came to politics just like any other person. When he was making an introductory into politics, people knew him from a view of someone who can empower people economically. People knew him from a point that he was creating jobs to the people of Kiaru. People knew that he was providing employment to the youths. He created a name for himself. He was having an identity when he was coming to politics, just like Babu Owino. Other than the party affiliation of ODM, he also had a name within the Embakasi East constituency. So these young leaders, the only challenge they are facing is that the big wigs are afraid for them to be overtaken by young people. But as we have said here, as a young politician, or if you're in this business of politics, just organize and take this thing from these big wigs. Do not fear. If you know you have the people with you, like Ndindi Nyoro is celebrated not only in the Muranga or Kiaru constituency, but even in Nairobi, even outside Nairobi. There are those people who are pleased with his kind of leadership, the way he's carrying out himself as a leader. The way he's calm, he's composed, he can articulate issues. In fact, during the presidential campaign, you know, whom I used to, the reason why I could watch the UDA, the Kenya Kwanza team, whenever they were traversing the country, I could just concentrate on Ndindi Nyoro's speech. What has he said today? And even the way he used to attack Uhuru Kenyatta, he was not attacking Uhuru Kenyatta directly. He was just trying to attack him indirectly in a manner that does not make him to be a reckless leader. So this guy is a guy whose star is shining. We can't deny that, but let us give him time and chance, because it happens to every person. It will happen to him. Therefore, let us allow him to go back, retreat, organize, and maybe can come back big. Why am I saying can come back big, Makobura? Remember, this issue of betrayal have happened into this country. There was a time when Raila and Uhuru get into handshake, and some of the Uhuru's buddies were removed from lucrative positions in National Assembly and in Senator. In fact, even Kindiki was a victim. He was removed from the deputy speaker position, and even Kishungwa were removed from budget committee chair, Duale from majority leader. There were so many casualties. But remember, they went back, organized, they come back as UDA. But today, Kithure Kindiki is the deputy president of the Republic of Kenya. So those people who have been betrayed, they can go, they organize, then they can strategize, and they can plot how they are going to remove William Ruto from power in 2027. Because as we speak today, let us not pretend. Kenyans will be happy if you can assure them that if you have been given that opportunity to remove William Ruto, you can remove him. Kenyans will be very happy to that person. I think if you can convince people beyond reasonable doubt, you can remove William Ruto from the office, people will just vote for you very early in the morning. So if Ndindi Nyoro can be that person with other alliances, strategic alliances must be made either outside Mount Kenya. They can't do it alone as Mount Kenyan people. They must look for friends outside Mount Kenya, allies who have the same ideologies which can resonate so well with the current political dynamics of the time. I think Ndindi Nyoro's political future is bright. Nothing will stop him.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Miguda. Barak, what is your take on the question that I've asked Mr. Miguda, that with the ouster of Rigathi Gachagua, and there's also a group of Mount Kenya people who feels that they've been betrayed by the UDA party and the likes of, Professor Kithure Kindiki, Kimani Ichung'wah, and all the members of parliament who voted to impeach the deputy president. There is a bigger number of people who believes that they've been betrayed by the UDA. And so my question to you is, can Ndindi Nyoro, he was not part of the members of parliament who voted to impeach the deputy. So somehow he's being viewed as someone who did not involve himself in betraying, the Mount Kenya region. So my question to you is, with this thinking that he did not participate, can he actually get to a position of maybe taking over as the kingpin of the Mount Kenya West section?
Well, we are talking so much about betrayal and UDA betraying Mount Kenya and I don't know what. But let us now really analyze this betrayal that we are talking about. It is the first time that the people of Mount Kenya are feeling that they are being betrayed politically. And I heard one Gachagua saying that the people of Mount Kenya, if you betray them, they can never forgive you. But the people of Mount Kenya have been betraying Kenyans for many years because they've been using their numbers to elect leaders who are so incompetent in office. And they are bragging about their numbers and imposing leaders on Kenyans, leaders who have no clue of what leadership is all about. And that is the reason why we are having a big mess in this country at this time. It's because of Mount Kenya region betraying this country. The people of Mount Kenya have betrayed other communities, not once, not twice, many times. And they have never ever felt anything about it, not even feeling remorseful about it. But now, because it is their time, they are being betrayed, they want the whole country to stand, to stop moving because they are being betrayed. So I think it is let us just be fair to all Kenyans. Because there are other communities that they are used to being betrayed in the national politics. So to them, it's nothing. It doesn't even hurt because they are used to that. So the people of Mount Kenya, because now it is their time, they are feeling so pain. This thing is paining them so much because they are not used to it. I think it is time they learn that betrayal is not good at all, and they should not use their numbers to impose leaders on this country, leaders who are running down this country. Even Ruto is a product of the Mount Kenya people because they are the people, they are the community that put Ruto in leadership. So he is their product. So even remember Uhuru, when Uhuru came in power in 2013, right now I hear people saying that Uhuru was the best president and everything. They forget, Kenya, we suffer from selective amnesia. We forget very easily that even the deaths that you are having in this country right now, it's as a result of Uhuru's presidency. The cost of SGR was exaggerated, and people stole millions of dollars from that project under Uhuru's watch. Uhuru himself confessed publicly that his government, people are stealing 2 billion every day in his government under his watch. So is that the best president that you can tell us that that Uhuru was the best? Seriously? I think let us be honest with one another. If you want to build a country that all of us are going to be proud of, we must look each other in the face and tell each other the truth. the people of Mount Kenya have been betraying this country by imposing leaders on this country because they have numbers. And right now, the last leader they imposed on us as a country has turned against them and is teaching them a political lesson. So instead of people sympathizing with them, we have to remind them that this is your product. You went to farm and you sow this seed. Now it is time to reap. You have to harvest. And remember, if you plant maize, you cannot harvest beans. You must harvest maize. If you plant sorghum, you can only harvest sorghum. So they planted this seed. It is time for them to harvest. Going forward, we must tell the people of Mount Kenya that use your numbers to make this country a better place for all of us. Don't use your numbers to bring leaders based on emotions, leaders who have no clue of what leadership is, leaders who have put on sheep cloth, but inside they are wolves. They are hyenas inside. So let us tell the people of Mount Kenya the truth, that use your numbers wisely. Don't use your numbers to bring problems upon us. Then you start crying. We want us to help you to cry. No, that is not going to work. So because they are facing betrayal for the first time, I only pray that they will learn going forward. And in the next coming elections, they will analyze leaders. They will vet these leaders, and they will see qualities of leaders that not only profit them as a region, but leaders who can profit the whole country. But the discussion that is going on right now, it is just taking us back to where we've been coming from, of Ndindi Nyoro joining hands with Rigathi Gachagua and forming alliance so that they can take advantage of their numbers and bring another confused element again in power. And we continue crying again for another 10 years. They use their numbers again, bring another problem upon Kenyans, and it's just a circus that has no end. And the country is being run down, and our neighbors are doing very well. The last statistics that was released by World Bank, can you imagine that Tanzania right now is number 10 in Africa in terms of GDP? In the next 5 years, they can even overtake Kenya. As we are busy talking about politics of betrayal, and we are the people who are planting these leaders on the country, our neighbors are busy building their countries. Is that what we want for Kenya? Do we want that in the next 10 years, Tanzania will be laughing at Kenya? Jirani, nini ilifanyika jirani? We must work so hard to ensure that this country stands firm and overcomes this politics of betrayal. Because if we continue betraying each other because we have numbers and others don't have, we are going to go around in circles, and in the next 10, 20 years, we are not going to have a country to be proud of as Kenyans. That's my take.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Barak. I can see our friend Senator Kiplimo Shah at the comment section. Kiplimo is saying Luos might make another mistake of supporting Ruto like the Kikuyus. Okay, that is your take, Mr. Kiplimo. I can also see Alex Barak at the comment section. Karibu Alex, this is Brother Benson Media, and here we say that your opinion counts. Thank you for commenting and giving your opinion. If you are new here, we request you to kindly like and subscribe. If you like, it's a way of supporting us to continue with this conversation of ensuring that we have a better country. Kindly support us by subscribing to the channel. We will really appreciate. Yes, so Mr. I can also see Mageni David at the comment section. Baraka, thanks for being articulate. Barak, thanks for being articulate. Barak, Mageni is saying that he likes how you do the analysis and is proud of you. Yes, something else that I also wanted us to talk about, maybe before we finish the show, is, Ndindi Nyoro has been, sometimes back, he was traversing the country, and he was working with some young members of parliament, the likes of Babu Owino, who also has a similar political thinking. At some point we saw them with the likes of Gathoni wa Mushomba, who is the member of parliament of Githunguri. and many young members of parliament, but not just young members of parliament. We've been seeing Ndindi Nyoro with, some, do I say content creators or some young men, the likes of Chipukizi, the likes of Bahati. They've been going to different places supporting the whole country. He has gone to, not just Mount Kenya, the Luoland, western part, the eastern, what is it that Ndindi Nyoro is doing? And from where you sit, Mr. Miguda and Mr. Barak, what would you say? This move of one Ndindi Nyoro traversing the country, what we've always seen, especially the young members of parliament, we've been seeing them just concentrating on their constituency. But Ndindi, if you remember the last time there were members of parliament were being rated, he was actually the best performing member of parliament. And so he's been going to different constituencies in different regions. What does that mean? Does he think that the people of Kenya have seen what he's done, and so he's trying to traverse so that he can also find a place somewhere, or he can get into the national politics? Does he want to be maybe does he want to go for presidency with the likes of Baba Owino, because they're very close? And something else that if you've been keen, you've also noticed is Baba Owino did not get himself involved with the impeachment sessions and everything, and even commented and said that he has serious issues that he feels he should be doing to the people of Kenya. Impeachment, according to Baba Owino, was a waste of time, and Ndindi Nyoro has the similar stand. So my question to you is, with all these movements of traversing the country and working with the young members of parliament, the likes of Babu, those with similar opinion, is he preparing together with these others for 2027? And can they manage, Mr. Miguda? And then Barak will give us your take as well.
The fact that we are saying Ndindi Nyoro is having a political future doesn't mean that he's going to be president in 2027 or is going to buy in 2027. Future means it can even be 2040 or 2037. It doesn't mean that it's going to win next coming election. So Ndindi Nyoro is having a bright future politically, but doesn't mean that it's going to buy in 2027 as the president of the Republic of Kenya. That is left for future. The reason why you could see people like Ndindi Nyoro, Babu Owino, Gathoni, they were trying to maybe unite beyond their political affiliations. They were trying to unite beyond their tribe, beyond their region, beyond their religion beliefs. It's because it's more of a peer group, whereby age groups have met somewhere. They're trying to provide alternative ideas to the people they have met in parliament. So they're trying to associate in terms of how they are traversing the country, how they are even in the sitting arrangement. If you go into August House, you'll find that they are sitting maybe close to each other. Even some of them who drinks, they drink in the same pub. Some they do play pool. You have seen them playing pool. They play table tennis. Even some who do not know how to play pool have been taught how to play pool. So it's a matter of peer, where the age groups have met and they have some new ideas which are not similar with the older people in that house or in that government. So when Dinyoris move across the country, they're trying to provide that which has been missing in the country for those long periods. That it doesn't matter that whether you are in UDA, ODM, whether you are in Kenya Kwanza or Azimio. Once you are elected leader, if you're in that house, you have to work for the people of Kenya. And the National Assembly means that it is the National Assembly. It is not Kiharu Assembly or Embakasi East Assembly. It's assembly of the nation of the people of Kenya. So the fact that if you are a chair of budget committee in that matter, budget is being made in parliament, but it is not only for the people of Kiharu, it is for the entire country. So you must move. You have said things like going to Nyanza, maybe going to Northeastern, going to Coast, going to Kampani, because you understand the people of Kenya from different regions, from different areas on how they live with each other, so that by the time you're going to make budget, already you have consulted across the board with the members of parliament. That's why you've seen some members of parliament used to invite Ndindi Nyoro to go to their constituencies for fundraising. So it was more of an alternative idea compared to the how politics of this country has been made. And also, when they are interacting with each other, they are trying to identify a leader amongst them. Because in the next 20 years down the line, they are the people who are going to lead this country. Because even the current leaders we are having, they never started today. They have been there. I told you that on earlier. Some people, the fact even Raila made an attempt in 1970 to be president, but later he came back in 2007. He made it big in 2007. So the fact that someone is still young doesn't mean that he's going to automatically become the president in the forthcoming election. We're just saying that these are alternative future leaders. Therefore, when they are interacting in different perspectives, they are trying to identify a leader among them. They are trying to identify who can articulate our issues, who can interpret our ideologies. Can we form even a political party that can be an alternative to this our current, which are tribal based, which some are regional based? Maybe we have based on the ideologies, we have political party based on the philosophies. So they're just trying to identify leaders among them, and they're trying to incorporate their new ideas into the current. That's why you find most of the people who are affected in this impeachment process and this broad-based government are young parliamentarians. Most of the young parliamentarians are really affected because of the stand they have taken. So that's good for the country going forward, because at least we have some people who have taken a stand other than all of the leaders joining forces with the current regime.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Miguda. I can see IG at the comment section saying that one of you wanted to know what Mkurwe wa Nyagatanga means. Please Google a case study of a Gikuyu shrine at Mkurwe wa Nyagatanga. It's clearly explained. Okay, thank you so much, IG. If you're new, IG, kindly like and subscribe to Benson Media. We will really appreciate. We want you to be part of this family. Tutashukuru sana. Mr. Barak, what is your take on the question that I asked Mr. Miguda on what we saw, the movements of Ndindi Nyoro across the country, and this union with young members of parliament with similar opinion, but not just young members of parliament, but also people who have influence, content creators, the likes of Chipukizi, among others. What is your take on that?
Well, Mark, I believe that this is just it is a new generation of leadership in the making, because if you have ambitions, you must know how to nurture those ambitions, and you must remain relevant, so that people keep on seeing you, so that when you will say that you want to go for the top seat, they will have related with you, or they will have embraced you as one of their leader, or their potential president. So I believe that is just one way of making themselves relevant, and trying to test the waters and see how the ground is responding to their ambitions. Because when we saw yesterday the president of Botswana conceding defeat, and saying that he is going to hand over power to the opposition leader who is elected, we celebrated, because in Kenya, there's a say that a president cannot be a one-term president. They must find a way. They must find a way to hang on to power and win a second term at all cost. So if that is happening in Africa, and I believe Kenya, we are claiming that our democracy is also growing and it's coming to of age, we want to see that also happening in Kenya, that even in 2027, if things go south to the president, and we get a strong candidate who can really shake him and deny him that 50+1% vote, then he can boldly say that he's also going to concede defeat and go home and hand over the power to a new regime. But I think because of that fear, many people usually say that we are strategizing to take power maybe after 10 years. That's why even you see these young people who are strategizing, the likes of Ndindi Nyoro, Babuin, and so forth, they are strategizing for 2032 because they believe that 2027, Ruto will use all means possible to ensure that he takes power again and run for 2 terms. So I think that perception, I think, should be done away with, because even we saw it in the US when Trump went for 1 term and he was kicked out of office, and right now he's threatening to come back again, and most probably on Tuesday he might come back. He might make a comeback to White House. So when you make your politics that even a president can be removed after serving only 1 term, I think the politics become very much interesting. And even the president, when he assumes office in his first term, he'll work so hard to ensure that he serves the people, and he he implements his policies, his pledges, so that he will not be removed in office after serving only 1 term. So we need to make that as a norm. It has happened in Ghana, I believe. Even in Nigeria, Goodluck Jonathan was removed after serving 1 term. In Botswana, it has happened. So we want to make that also a norm in Kenya, so that leaders will not be strategizing for seeing after 10 years, 2032, 2042. We want to see them strategizing to take power 5 years. Once a new president is elected, if they do not perform, let us see a possibility of sending this president packing. The way Ruto came to in office with more than 1,000 pledges, and and right now, with 2 years down the line, if people are still complaining that nothing is, in fact, things are moving from bad to worse. Now he has only 3 years to deliver on all these promises. Humanly possible, he cannot do that much. So come 2027, are we going to fold our hand and say that in Africa or in Kenya, a president cannot be removed after 1 term? No, we need strong opposition to come up and give the president a run for his money, so that if he loses election, he will go home and hand over power to a new government. That is what will make our democracy to be celebrated. That's what will make our democracy to come of age, that the president can even lose election after 1 term and go home and strategize for the next coming election if he will be given another chance, so that we don't give president a blanket of serving for 2 terms. They can only go home when they retire. That is not democracy, and that will not make our democracy to be mature. So I believe these guys are just trying to strategize and testing the waters and see whether they can be relevant in the next coming election. On the other hand, the problem with our young politician is, one, coming up with the captain becomes a big problem. And you remember that even in 2027, in the random to 2022 election, we had one Kenya alliance where we had Kalonzo and Musalia and Wetangula. And these guys, they could not agree who is going to be the flag bearer of the One Kenya alliance. And Mudavadi and Wetangula ran away and went to join Ruto in Kenya Kwanza. They formed Kenya Kwanza. So they are going there accepting that they cannot be the flag bearers. So they're just going there to support and give their numbers to that in that basket. And Kalonzo also, knowing that he cannot be a flag bearer, he came and joined Raila. So you can form a big team, but when it comes to negotiating who becomes the flag bearer, it becomes a huge challenge, because there are people who feel that being the flag bearer is their entitlement. They're entitled to that because of where they come from. They will tell you that, what are you bringing on the table? Where I come from, we have the numbers. What do you have? And you find that by using that, basing our argument on that, you find that we end up missing out on very good leaders who can transform our country, because where they come from, people don't have numbers. People don't, okay, even when you count, they don't add. They can't even fill a basket. So this is the challenge. And I hope that, these young leaders can be selfless and they can put the interest of the nation at heart. But the problem also is that where these leaders come from, they face a lot of pressure. And if you remember in 2013, when Uhuru was wanted to support Musalia for the presidency, and the pressure that he received from his people, telling him that our plan A is Uhuru Kenyatta, our plan B is up to plan Z is Uhuru Kenyatta. And Uhuru Kenyatta said that he was possessed with some demons that lied to him that he should support Musalia Mudavadi. And you remember that conflict between the two. So it means that sometimes even us as Kenyans, we put a lot of pressure on these leaders, wanting them to be the flag bearer. And when they don't become the flag bearers, we feel that they have not really represented as well. So this kind of dynamic, sometimes they can make a nation lose out on good leaders. So these young people, it's just a matter of time. We want to see how far they're going with their alliance. But I know that sometimes with the time they can come of age, or they can split, and everybody will go their own direction, because they will feel that this alliance is not serving their interest. And once your interest is not being served in an alliance, you quit, and everybody go their own direction. So this new fit, only time will tell how far they can go, and if they can capture the presidency of this country. Back to you, Mark.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Barak. Allow me to acknowledge the process of Festus Kasa at the comment section. Festus is saying that my point is why now people are raising negative images and lies about KK government. Before the impeachment of Gachagua, there were no such discussions about Ruto. This is pure about personal. Yes. Thank you so much, Mr. Festus, for your comment. This is the Benson Media. Mr. Festus, if you've not maybe subscribed, we are actually asking you to kindly subscribe. It is a way of supporting us so that we continue with these discussions. I can also see but Seba Ndwari at the comment section saying amen. But Seba, we also are requesting you to kindly subscribe to the channel so that whenever we're having these discussions, you'll be notified. And we will really appreciate. And everyone at the comment section and also at the viewing section, we really appreciate the fact that you took your time to be with us this late to listen to us. We don't take it for granted. If you are new, if you've not subscribed, we are requesting you to kindly subscribe so that we can grow together as a people. Mr. Barak and Miguda, maybe my last question to you is what is your take on the future of Kenyan politics? Currently we are seeing people coming up with different opinions. We are seeing political parties, people are having divergent opinion, and so some of them are actually falling or breaking. In the Azimio coalition party, they've had different opinions. Some of them have gone their way. In KK, we are seeing the same. In KK, we've even seen the impeachment of the deputy president. Raila is also going for the AUC chair. And there are people who are saying that should he fail, maybe if he comes, there's a possibility he'll still go for presidency for the, I don't know, the 6th time or the 7th. Anyway, that is a discussion of another day. So what is your take on the future politics of the Republic of Kenya? With all these differences that we are seeing, what would you say? What is your opinion? Before you come in, I can see Festus is saying that I'm giving my view from Austria. I'm giving my views from Austria. The only problem with Kenyan politics is tribalism. I hear people talking about Kenya has almost 55 million people. As Kenyans, let's stop tribalism. We really, personally, I agree with you, Mr. Festus. The problem we are having is the issue of tribalism, whereby, these tribes, which has a bigger number, population, they tend to sometimes micromanage everything. They tend to actually bring a leader, impose a leader on people. The problems we are having partly, if you heard what my friend Barack was saying, is that sometimes we end up having some leaders not because they are leaders, but just because some people think that they're being betrayed. So out of emotions, they end up electing people who are not really aware of what leadership is all about. Mr. Barack Miguda, are you there? Mr. Miguda should give us his opinion on what he thinks about the future politics of the Republic of Kenya. Mr. Barack, you can go first. I think Miguda is having some problems.
Well, the future of Kenyan politics is bright, and the way we are embracing democracy, that even people are free to air their views, people are free to contribute to to the politics, or to the governor, the way they are being governors, the governed, the way the leadership is behaving. If the people are able now to distinguish between the lies and the truth of the leaders who are in place, so this is something positive. The only challenge that we are struggling with is retreating to our tribal cocoons when there's a national issue, and we reason based on our ethnicity, based on where we come from. And I think this is something that we are going to struggle with for years, and it is because of how we are socialized. Socialization is very key in shaping the behavior of humans in a society. And because we are socialized in being our socialized process is so ethnicized, and we grow up having very biased opinion about different communities, different cultures, believing that our own is the best and theirs is not the best. This is the big problem that we have in this country, and it is a problem that is the genesis was the political class, because the political class ensures that we remain tribal, so that they can continue dominating us and controlling us as a society. And until we reach a point where the people say that no, enough is enough, we are no longer going to use our tribes as a basis of deciding who leads, who is the best leader and who is not the best leader. Because I ask a question here, that since independence 1963, Kenya has been led by two tribes, the Kalenjins two times, and the Kikuyus three times. And Kenya, we have been suffering. We are saying that things are not right. Yeah, things are going south for this country, and we why is it that we must just remain in that cocoon, that we cannot think outside? Yeah, because if we've been doing the same thing the same way every time, having bad results, why is it so difficult to try something different and see whether we are going to experience a different result? So if we will deliver ourselves from this ethnicity, tribalism, then I believe we are going to do so much. Because as a country, in other areas, we are trying to do so many things in the right way. But when it comes now to reasoning outside our tribal cocoons, it becomes a problem. So once we deliver ourselves from that calamity, then we are going to have a very good political culture, a very good even governance system, because we will not be judging leaders based on their surname. If you work in a public office, you will not be served based on your surname. If there is an opening in the public service, you will not be given opportunity based on your surname. That is the cancer that has been ailing our society, and that has been running down our governance, our economy, our governance system. Everything in this country is being run down by that ethnicity. So I believe our future looks luminous, but we must come up with a strategy of defeating this monster called tribalism in our politics. Back to you, Mark.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Barak. Mr. Miguda, what's your take on what do you think? What can you tell us about what you can foresee about the future of Kenyan politics, having in mind that we are currently seeing different opinions which are making people to actually part ways. Politicians are parting ways. What should we expect maybe in the near future in the Kenyan politics? How is it going to change? Raila is also, we are being told he's coming back. What is your take, and how is this going to change the politics of the Republic of Kenya?
Raila, we are being told Raila is going and is coming back. We know that Raila is going Addis Ababa kwa baba. We will see when that time comes, but we wish him all the best. He's one of the senior politicians in the country, and we love him the way we love other politicians. So let Baba be whatever he want to be. If he'll win, he will win that seat. Good for the country, good for himself. If he didn't get it, but we are praying that to get it, he will come back and maybe do other things. There are many things he can do in the country, including what you have said, and including supporting somebody. So that is left for him to decide. Well, what I want to say that this culture of Kenyan people having this, we have a very bad culture as a country, and it's not a good manners in the political environment or the political fears of Kenyan people, because it's like we inherited it from the colonial people, whereby Kenyans only turn out during elections or towards election. People form formations, alliances, political parties to capture power. Once they are done, they start preparing for future elections immediately after election. So there's no time to work for the people of Kenya. There's no time to even provide service delivery. There's no time to implement manifestos. There's no time to even unify the Kenyan people that are purporting that some are tribalism, that some tribalism. So they're even right now, what's happening? They are just trying to strategize on how they can make a comeback in 2027. This culture, we should condemn it. As young people, or together with other people, we should see how we can correct this mess. Even the young parliamentarians who are trying to regroup, they should discuss this culture which we inherited from the colonial masters. We remember by the time we were getting independence as a country, there was kind of uniting Kenyans to get into independence. Immediately after we get independence from them, there was this division among the leaders, Jomo Kenyatta and Jaramogi. They were divided along ideologies, and it happened even going forward. There has been this division, and they are dividing along ideologies, but particularly they were trying like forming other alliances to capture power for the next election. It has been a norm in the country, and it has been repeatedly all along. Even look at the brief history when we started following politics in this country. 2007, ODM versus PNU. 2013, coalition, Jubilee versus coalition, CORD. 2017, coalition NASA versus coalition Jubilee, and 2022 coalition Azimio versus coalition KK. So it means even 2027, we're going to have new formation. There will be no KK, there will be no Azimio. There are going to be maybe broad-based government versus a impeached deputy president party. So I think going forward as a country, we should embrace a political party which are the structures and the fundamentals of that political party should be based on the ideologies and philosophy. They should not be based on the tribal, and they should not be based on the purposely, they should not be on to capture powers. Let us distinguish between capturing power and the ideological or the philosophical of the political parties. And that's why we were in an argument with Brother Benson that what about look at the system in America, whereby the Democrats and the Republicans, the party can stick, but individuals can change when it comes to election, whereby if you feel that this individual will let us down, is not going to perform, or what happened in South Africa with ANC when someone was replaced with another candidate, when someone was impeached within the political party, You get it. So it should be based on those ideologies and those philosophy. It should not be a scenario whereby we even political parties or coalition only to capture power. Then after getting power, then we dissolve them. Or if you cannot dissolve them, if they stay, we form coalitions. And to add on that, with the current political happenings in the country, it is very normal. For some of us who have been in these trenches of betrayal, we no longer even take it a serious thing in politics to be betrayed. It's very normal to be betrayed because that's part and parcel of the politics. And also it's very normal to someone to get his interest because that's how politics works. So going forward, what I can just advocate for the people who are crying loud more than they believed, that if you have an opportunity at ballot, when you walk in the polling station and you want to cast your ballot, kindly do not vote with emotions or not vote with the tribal thing in your mind. Just concentrate and focus on the right leader. We vote for that so that you don't give us stress and pressure, affiliation that we have to remove for you someone whom you people put into the state house. That is out of order. If at all we could have put in the state house, we could have still remove him. But now it's you people brought him. Then at the same time, we knew him and we told you that this guy we knew him. This will not change. Then you we are putting the status we are putting. So Kenyans should embrace some changes and they should, whenever they got a chance to vote at ballot, kindly Kenyans, let us vote for the rightful leaders. Let us not vote because I'm from this tribe, I'm from that tribe, I'm from this religion, that religion. That will not help us. And also let us correct this mess, this strong culture whereby people are only interested to capture power. Then after power, we are all forming new formations to capture power. So it means if there's no elections, people will not form these coalitions. Back in studio, Makubura.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, Migud and Barak. I can see some comments at the I can see some comments, which some of them I'm not even going to give my opinion on. But back to what you're discussing here, I think the last thing that I would ask you to give your opinion, and then maybe we'll close, is Gachagua has now been impeached. That's a fact. And Gachagua is a politician. He cannot just retire and you know keep quiet. He cannot just go and sit on those green grasses, in Madeira, and then behave as if nothing has happened. Gachagua might come back with a political party. Sometimes back while he was being interviewed, he said, he was being asked by the journalist that when he was saying that he had problems in the UDA, then he was asked that, but you were told to come up with the political party. What happened? He said that they trusted the president and that they did not even, there was no need of them to, have any written agreement with the president. And then he said that if he knew, he would have formed a political party and they would have used the political party to bargain, you know, maybe he would have been respected in this government. So my question to you is, from where I see it and from what we are hearing, Gachagua is coming back with a political party. And my question to you is, should he come with a political party? How is that going to impact on the politics of Mount Kenya West? You've given your analysis on what you think about Ndindi Nyoro, and you said that there's a possibility that they might, Gachagua might support the likes of Ndindi Nyoro, and some like-minded, those who fail were betrayed in the Mount Kenya region. So my question to you is, should he come with a political party? How is that going to impact or change the politics of Mount Kenya West, Mr. Barak?
Well, if Gachagua comes with a political party, and I think he should do so as fast as possible, because the opportunity is now, before people forget that he was impeached. Because Kenya, things change very fast, and some things can come up in the next 2 weeks, and people will forget about him. So he must come up with a political party as soon as possible, and this party is going to be a force to reckon with in at least 7 counties of Mount Kenya region, because normally Mount Kenya region is I think comprises of 10 counties, but now if you minus Meru County, Tharaka Nithi, and Embu County, the remaining 7, I believe this political party can be a force to reckon with, because they are already emotional, and they are sympathizing with Gachagua. So that's a plus for him, because majority of the people at the grassroots level are going to be in solidarity with him in this party. So if you want to be elected in 2027, it will force you, if you're coming from this region, to be a member of that party. So I believe that because our politics are local, unfortunately, and sometimes we make decisions based on our emotions, not even based on facts. And once your emotion takes the best of you, it means that you will make a wrong decision, and that wrong decision is what makes us stay with bad leaders for 5 years or even 10 years, because people made decisions based on their emotions, and they committed themselves to a contract without knowing that that contract is going to affect them for 10 years or even 5 years. So that is what is going to happen, because people right now, the people of Mount Kenya are very angry, and with Ruto, and the impeachment has really cemented their love for the former deputy president, Rigathi Gachagua. And if he comes, he declares next week on Monday that he has a new outfit, that even though he's not going to vie, but that is the outfit that belongs to the people of Mount Kenya. The people will flock in that outfit. And even these members of parliament who voted for his impeachment will go begging for him for forgiveness, so that they can just be part of it and say that they were blackmailed by the president or by UDA or by so many things. You know how politicians know how to beg for votes when it comes to them securing their job. So I see that working very well for him, and he can use that as a political tool to bargain for his own interest and the interest of the people of Mount Kenya, that he claimed that he loves so much, that nobody should touch the mountain. So if he does that, that will be good for him, but not very good for the people, because politicians come up with ways of maintaining their interest and securing their interest, because these politicians, they've accumulated wealth in ways that are not very clear, and they always need state protection. And if you listen to Gachagua today, he said that he holds no grudges against the president, and he wants the president to work for the next 3 years to serve the people, so that when he comes back in 2027, he will now negotiate afresh based on what he has done for the last 3 years, because he's assuming that now they are starting work now. What does that tell you? Because politicians who have held state power, most of the time they have used state power as a tool for wealth accumulation. And once they are out of that state power, they need to have a cordial relationship with the state, so that they can have state protection, so that the state will not go after their wealth, their ill-gotten wealth. And that is why they usually create a political capital to use as a bargaining tool to protect their wealth. So they will tell you that they are speaking on your behalf. They want you to be served, or your interest be taken care of. But in real sense, they are protecting their ill-gotten wealth, so that the state, when the state wants to go after corrupt people or corrupt leaders, they will look the other side and assume that they are not existing. And that is why it is very important for him to come up with that outfit that he will use as a bargaining tool to protect himself from the state machineries. Because once he's out of the office, like right now, you saw he's just working like a common man. If the state unleashes state machineries after to him, I can assure you, things will not be good for him. So the earlier the faster he does that, the good for him, because he will use that as a tool to protect himself against the state. And once the state realizes that he has a political capital, The state will protect his property, and I can assure you, you will not hear Gachagua making noise again. But for now, let's wait and see how soon he's going to come up with that political outfit. Back to you, Mark.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Barak. I can see how I can see the comments of Nature Vibes, Dame, and Joyce Anthony. Maybe to our friends at the comment section, Nature Vibes, Dame, and Joyce Anthony. I would. I've been seeing the comments. I don't know if maybe you can accept. We host you one of these days. You give us all this opinion because I can see there are so many things that we do not know about Mount Kenya, and from the comments, I can see you have all the information. I don't know. Kindly confirm at the comment section if you can give us one of these days. We have a discussion on the politics of the Mount Kenya region. That is Nature Vibes Dame and Joyce Anthony. Kindly confirm if you can be available for that. Thank you. Mr. Miguda, what is your take? Gachagua akikuja hapa na party, how is that going to change the politics of the Mount Kenya West? Kuna wale wanaamini ya kwamba they have been betrayed, that Gachagua has been betrayed. And so Gachagua, there is a possibility, might come back to also try to redeem himself. And if he comes back with the political party, there is a possibility that he might win the majority of people who believes that they were betrayed. What is your take on what is going to be the impact of the political party that he might come back with?
New political dynamics require new dictates. So if the dictates said that you must marry 3 wives, so be it. So if the dictates provide opportunity for Gachagua to come with a new political party, so be it. So Gachagua is going to come up with a new political party, and many people are waiting to join. Those people who have felt that they have been betrayed, they will join a majority of them. So Gachagua going back to organize is good for any political person. Maybe that's a way of even moving on, because if you want, you can move on with very different styles. Some can decide to go into exile. Some can decide even to quit politics forever. Some can decide even to come back with the new political parties, like the case of Gachagua. So going forward, the politics of Mount Kenya, Gachagua told us time that number that politics is so difficult that only Mountaineers can understand it. So even me, I found myself not getting it so clearly. The way you have heard, the way the Mountaineers are commenting on the comment section, that politics of Mount Kenya is so hard to understand that only Mountaineers can understand it, according to Gachagua. But to my surprise, I don't understand how he got himself out of the executive. He was understanding that politics. Anyway, I think that could be discussion on a day. Let us wait for that political party, and we see how events will unfold. But what you must get from is that the dynamics require also, you must change with the time. You don't need to be stagnant when there are new political dynamics like this one, which has prevailed itself in the Kenyan context. So there are so many events we are going to see as a country: new political parties, new formation, foes becoming friends, friends becoming foes. And don't surprise, this politics, the way I said, Ruto and Gachagua might work together in the near future.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Miguda. I'm still waiting for Joyce. Joyce is saying that yes, anything you want to know about Mount Kenya, will do my best to help our generations. We all Kenyans, we need to be smart than politicians. From now on, no more accept money for politicians election time. Yeah. So if they don't remove that impeachment in court, can Joyce Anthony and Nature Vibes, them, I've asked you if you can be available. We have a discussion about the Mount Kenya politics. Kindly confirm if yes or no at the comment section. You know, just like my brother here, Meguda said that the politics of Mount Kenya is not an easy politics. It is only understood best by the people from that region. So, Joyce, kindly confirm if you can allow us to host you. We discuss the politics of Mount Kenya. That is Joyce Anthony and Nature Vibes. If yes, kindly write at this comment section, and then I can see we can see a way on how we can plan and have that session. Anyone at the comment section or the viewing section, if you want to be part of this discussion or if you have something that you want us to discuss, you can as well reach out at the comment section and we will give you a chance and we will have a discussion that is geared to ensuring that we better the country that we live in, that is Kenya. Okay, Joyce Anthony has accepted that. Yes, we will discuss. Okay, so I'll just share my phone number there for some 1 minute. Kindly write it down so that you can reach out to me. But again, at the YouTube channel, we have an email address. You can as well reach out from that point. I'll just share my number there, kidogo. You write it and then I'll delete it. Yeah. Meanwhile, allow me take this opportunity to give Mr. Miguda a chance to give us his last remarks and what he thinks. You can tell Kenyan something, Mr. Miguda, as I share my contact with Joyce and Nature Vibes. Mr. Miguda.
To my fellow Kenyans, Kenya is a great country with great people of potentials, but it's like our leaders are failing us as a country. They should be our representatives, and they should also articulate the policies of the country in terms of implementation, make sure that we have a prosperous nation which can compete with its peers. The way Barack has stated unequivocally that the Tanzania is almost overtaking us. It should not be in that case because the leaders in this country have failed us and they're continuing failing us and they are giving us false hope in the pretext that they want to come back in 2027 as our leaders. The people of Kenya are good people across the board. The people of Kenya are united. The only people who are dividing us is the leaders. But we are united as people of Kenya because most of the time we meet as people on the ground that are leaders. We shared many things. We shared many goals, even in school. We are people from different tribes, religion, culture. So as a people, we are blessed as a country with different talents. But the problem is the leaders. So we should also unite on how we can get rid of our leaders. As a country of Kenya, also, we have a very blessed country with potential. We have very good natural resources, and they are being destroyed with our current leaders. To be particular, the mining sector is being destroyed. We have a good soil. In fact, it is only in Kenya where you can find 6 different climate change. If you walk in the Kenya, there's almost 6 to 7 climate change. So it's a very great country that we don't regret being part and parcel of this country. So as a country, we are also know that there should be we should live with dignity, and we should observe the rule of law. Democracy should prevail, and that's why we are in this channel to discuss such matters that are arising as a country. And also we should also allow and give space to younger people to provide opportunities so that we do not export our very important labor to foreigners. They should work for us here in what we term as unemployment. That one should not come across. So going forward to our viewers, we are really grateful for this time you have created to come and share your thoughts through comment section. For our new subscribers, we are very grateful, and also the new people who have joined the comment section. And today they were very, very active, and we like the response you have given unto us. We are open to critics. Let it be positive. We will accept it, and even if it's negative, so be it. So Welcome back to this Brother Benson Media. Your opinion is well captured, provided that there is no incitement to war, there's no propaganda for or any hatred amongst the community. Let us live in peace, unity amongst ourselves, and most importantly, give us comments, likes, give us thumbs up. For those who are giving us thumbs down, just let it be thumbs up, and also share the video if you are in a position of sharing the video. See you next time. Bye bye everywhere you are.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Migoda. Joyce Anthony and Nature Vibes and Patseba Ndwari, kindly confirm if you've received the number. I want to delete it before I give Mr. Barak. Barak, what is your last remarks? What would you want to leave the people of Kenya with tonight?
Yeah, my fellow countrymen, this is the best country that, by the grace of God, we found ourselves in. And once you see us trying to highlight the things that are not working well in the country, the ills that we are befalling us because of the kind of leaders that we have, it is because of our love for this country. The love we have for this country is the one that is pushing us to do all this that we are doing. And I believe that even all you who are listening to us, our viewers, and those who are going also to watch these recordings, it is because you love this country. That's why you are taking your time to follow up and listen to what we are talking about. And your contribution is highly valuable to ensure that we have a better country, a better society, that all of us, you and me, our children, our grandchildren, our generation that are going to come after us, are going to be happy to associate themselves with. They're going to be happy that they are calling this country their home. So we thank you so much for creating time to join this conversation. And today the comment section was very active, and we are so happy for that. And we really value your contribution, your comments, your questions, everything, because together we can do much more. But if we are not together as a society, then we cannot change much. But if we join hands the way we are joining hands now, and we spread this, whatever you're talking about, we spread this gospel to the grassroots level, to all the corners of this country, I believe if we commit ourselves to change one or two people, to ensure that they understand the importance of having the right peoples in leadership, of having competent people in occupying these positions of leadership, we will have a better country. So all is not lost. We are keeping our hope alive, and we believe that we have a responsibility as patriots of this great Republic of Kenya to do as much as we can to change this society, to change this country, and make this country a better place. From Brother Benson Media, we thank you so much. We appreciate your support, and we hope that you will always join us, invite a friend, invite a brother, invite a sister, and let's keep this conversation going, because together we can change this country for all of us, and we are going to be proud of this country that we call home. Thank you so much. See you again next time. God bless you all. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Barak. Thank you, Mr. Miguda. Kindly do not leave. Mningoja hapo backstage kidogo tu. To our viewers, we don't take it for granted that you took your time to be with us to listen. You either use your data bundles or Wi-Fi. We don't take it for granted. We really appreciate. Thanks for being part of Brother Benson Media. Here we say that your opinion counts. If you have anything that you want to share with the people of Kenya, you can kindly reach us. There's an email address at the YouTube channel. Just write to us and we will give you a chance. If you want to spread the gospel of unity, if you want to educate the people of Kenya, we are open. Here we say that your opinion counts. We are all entitled to have our say, our opinion. We are very much grateful to Joyce Anthony, Nature Vibes Dem, but Seba, because they're the new friends that we found. And there's also Festus, Kasa, and everyone at the viewing section. All of you who didn't comment, we don't take it for granted. We specifically thank you so much for your time and for listening to us. We are asking you to kindly support us by subscribing. You can share with your friend, with your relatives. You can tell them about Brother Benson Media, and then we can grow together as a people. On behalf of Brother Benson Media, we say thank you so much. And now allow me to take this opportunity to wish you a blessed night, a blessed morning, a blessed afternoon, a blessed evening, wherever you are. Thank you so much and kindly be joining us. Thank you so much and bye bye.